Hello there! Hopefully you will have already watched my pros and cons of doing psychology at any university, but if you are considering Royal Holloway and you are considering doing psychology at Royal Holloway, this is meant for you. As you probably know, psychology at Royal Holloway is ranked really highly in an awful lot of league tables. It does really well. So, that's just a good sign of what the lecturers are like and the resources we have and the research that goes on. I would say that the lecturers at Royal Holloway are fantastic. As I said in my last video, I looked around 13 different universities, and one thing that I was particularly looking for was the way in which information talks were delivered. But some lecturers at universities just seemed dry, and it's their open days. This is the time when they should be the most expressive, and a lot of them weren't. But we came to Royal Holloway, and all of the ones we spoke to, and we spoke to quite a few, and we heard talks from quite a few, they were all so passionate about their research that they'd done and just the subject, and they seemed really eager to teach you. I'm delighted to say that this wasn't just an open day thing. They are brilliant here. You get one or two who are a little bit drier, but on the whole they are so good, really good at talking, really great presentation slides, because that makes a big difference. And it's great because the department does so much research, and really highly ranked and highly regarded research, and so the lecturers often bring in their own piece of research into the lecture, but some of them are just brilliant and they make you laugh. And I know it's not all supposed to be funny, but when you're sat there for 2 hours listening to a lecturer, if they can make you laugh, then you're gonna take it in a bit more, aren't you? You're gonna be a bit more engaged. The department is also really good at organising extra lectures. We have, say, visiting lecturers from different universities who come in and talk about their subject area, just to broaden your knowledge, really. We also have a really good careers service within the department itself. I don't think that every university would have that, but it's great because it means that they post a lot of things that are related to your course, but there are also things like research assistant roles. I don't have one, but there are quite a few of those, and so you can do work with a lecturer and carry out research for them. And there's lots of volunteering roles, and they're very active in finding these things and letting you know about them. And there are also careers talks nearly every week, I think, for psychology students specifically. So someone will come in who's like an educational psychologist, or even people who aren't psychologists but the job might be relevant. Say like a HR person might come in and talk to you for an hour about their job and how to get into that field. Another great thing about the department is that they are very quick at giving you feedback from your coursework. So within the university there's a set time of 4 weeks to give you back your coursework. And in first year, all of ours were back within 3 weeks. Second year, it would often be 2.5 weeks. And this year, some people have even got theirs within 2 weeks, I think. But it's never longer than 3. And I think that's quite impressive, really. And that's really useful because, say, if you hand in your first piece of coursework and then you've got another piece due in 3 weeks, 4 weeks' time, you want to have that feedback from the first piece because it might help you with the second. Another good thing is that all of the lecturers have office hours. I presume this is the case at most unis, but the lecturers seem quite willing to speak to you. There's one piece of coursework, I was really struggling on it, and I went to see my lecturer about it 2 to 3 times. Obviously this might have just been with my year group, but I certainly get the impression that psychology students at Royal Holloway tend to be fairly hardworking and also friendly to other people, quite respectful. I do a management module in Royal Holloway, and the difference between the students is quite noticeable. So a lot of the students turn up late in the management module and then they just talk, like quite obviously as well, and they don't pay attention. Whereas I say, generally speaking, in psychology, everyone seems to be that much more engaged. Also, I would say that they're quite good with technology, which I know is a bit of a strange one, but we are one of the few departments in Royal Holloway, I think, that allows us to just submit our coursework online. So with a lot of departments, you have to submit it to like this external website thing and then hand in a paper copy as well, which, you know, if you've got a deadline at like 9 a.m. or whatever, then you're going to have to get up early and you're going to have to take that time into consideration, whereas with us it's just the click of a button. And equally, they're quite good at emailing us about things. They also text us sometimes, not often, don't worry, that would be weird, but like in first year one of our lectures was cancelled because of snow, and so they sent a text out to everyone. So, you know, it's just the little things, you know, keeping in touch. In your third year, you have the option of choosing to do a module from outside of the department, and I think it's good that Royal Holloway offers this because it just gives you another perspective, allows you to learn about something else. The department building itself is quite nice, and I think the facilities for psychology students are adequate. The library resources are reasonably good, and the thing is, if there's, say, a book or a journal article that they don't have but you need, you can request for it. This might be the case at most universities, I don't know. In terms of lectures, we have about 8 hours per week, which is fine, I don't mind that, but we don't have that many seminars or tutorials. In first and second year, you have 1 tutorial per piece of coursework. Third year, you don't get that. Okay, this is one thing that really annoys me. Within psychology at Royal Holloway, you can only get set marks, so it will be 58, 62, 65, 68, then it jumps to 75, and after 75 it goes to 85. But in other departments, so like my boyfriend does geography, and the way they do it there is it's like a continuum, so you could get 64, 65, 66, 67, you get any of those. In psychology, you can't do that. And I think that's really unfair because, say, if you got a 75, so obviously it wasn't good enough to be an 85, but I bet if the marking system was done so that you could get any number, the person marking your work might not have given it a 75, it might have got a 78. In your final year, you have to do a project, and it's done as a group, so there's about 4 of you. I think because it actually counts for quite a lot, it's a bit frustrating that you have to do it with other people because you have to rely on them to collect data and to actually turn up to meetings, and also you don't get to do any individual piece of research in your final year. So with your dissertation, it is actually just a literature review, so you're just looking at journal articles. You don't actually conduct any research yourself. Now, I know at other universities, I think you do get to do your own, but at Royal Holloway you don't, and I think that's a shame, but it's because we do this group project, and that serves as your piece of research. But obviously you don't get complete say in what you research because it depends on the other group members, and it depends on your supervisor. It's a bit frustrating. I would rather that it was a piece of independent research. So that's it from me. I hope those pros and cons will help you in your decision-making process. I must say, I think Royal Holloway is a fantastic place to study psychology. Remember, I looked at 13 different universities, I did a lot of research, and I think it's brilliant. In particular because of the lecturers. They are fantastic, and that really will make a big difference to your experience of it. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'm more than happy to answer them, and I would love it if you subscribed or gave my video a thumbs up because I tried really hard with this video. It was quite hard to try and articulate the pros and the cons and just think of them in the first place, but hopefully this will have helped some of you. and I wish you luck, and I hope that you come here. I won't see you because I would have graduated, hopefully, but all the best. Bye!